Mamdani in the primary, he will remain on that independent ballot line.
Don't know how to.
It's going to be an interesting race. CV Cotton in New York City. Thanks.
So like, I said I was gonna like
While some New
film.
Yorkers support Mamdani, analysts from across the political spectrum say his policies would be a financial disaster.
I don't know
for the
how to like.
Apple. And
I
they're
guess
not
we
the
can
only
just like.
ones worried about him taking office.
Here in the city of Chicago, we
Hold
have
up.
regrets. People are counting down to 2027 because we have been saddled with debt to pay for people's third world mentality. New York City,
I guess we just like.
please learn from the example of Chicago and do not vote for a socialist mayor.
Let's bring in Fox News political analyst Gianno Caldwell. Gianno, you've taken a look at this guy's policies. First of all, do you think New Yorkers are going to elect him? And if they do, what happens to the nation's most populous city?
Well, I hope not, considering some of his views on Israel. I'm imagining, considering the fact that New York houses the most Jewish Americans in the country, I would say that it's probably going to be a non-starter for many of them. But you know what? I want to talk about something else too. Some of his policies, which I take extraordinary offense as someone who lost his kid brother June 24, 2022 to gun violence, my innocent teenage brother Christian in Chicago. I take great offense, extraordinary offense, to ending cash bail, to defunding the police, to certainly decriminalizing many things that deserve to put certain people in jail. There's monsters out there that cannot be reformed. They belong in the prison system. But this guy says, oh, we want to end the prison system.
Sorry,
Absolutely
guys.
not. So I'm imagining New
My
Yorkers, especially those
stuck
who are
with the
victims of
aircon.
violent crime, will take great exception to that and will not be willing to vote for this guy.
Well, New York has had its own experience already with cashless bail. You know, guys who get arrested,
Yes.
they're back on the streets within hours.
No, hold up.
And defunding the police. You keep in mind, after George Floyd, New York City defunded the police by $1 billion. So what do you want to do? Double down when crime has been explicitly high? In many of these areas, people don't even want to take the train system in the city of New York because of what has happened. The policy shift that this individual, and I don't even want to call him by his name because I think what he's done and what he said is absolutely disgraceful. The New Yorkers aren't interested in this kind of rhetoric, nor are they interested in that kind of policy. So I don't think that he's going to win, but New Yorkers make that decisions for
Guys,
themselves.
I'm playing
Well,
Zelda.
New York has ranked choice voting, where you vote for somebody, but you also say, but I like this guy number 2 and that person number 3. That may have been what helped deliver his victory here.
Yes, that may be. And the fact that we keeping in mind that poor people, the ones in which he wants his message to resonate with, they have not enjoyed that message, they have not received that message, and people making $50,000 and under by 20 points have rejected
as nearly every member
guys,
nation
what do you
agrees to
like
President Trump's
about
call to spend 5% of their GDP on defense. We'll speak with the U.S. ambassador to NATO, Matt Whitaker, straight ahead.
School is out. And the time to find your favorite summer sound is now. Sail the seas of 70s and 80s soft rock with Yacht Rock Radio. Fire up your backyard party with country, rock, and hip-hop themed barbecue channels. Or waste away again with Jimmy Buffett in Margaritaville. Find these and more to soundtrack your summer across Sirius XM and with the Sirius XM app.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health. Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
Did not believe how my hearing and life changed. Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hi, Charles Payne here at one of the exciting Money Show events where I'm presenting the keynote, broadcasting my live TV show, and best of all, giving away free copies of my newest book, Unbreakable Investor. It's a $29.95 value, but if you act now, I'll give you one too.
For your free copy of Charles Payne's new book, Unbreakable Investor, text FREE to 505-505 and just cover shipping. Text FREE to 505-505. Text FREE to 505-505.
I'm handing you my investing playbook, 348 pages on how I personally
Alright,
invest
guys, I
to
gotta
target
go.
the biggest
If you
return
enjoyed
while
this,
mitigating risk. It's how I've
subscribe, and then I'll do a live stream on it.
Guidance so crucial
Please.
for today's investors, and I'm covering the cost of the book and giving
For
you
my
a
life.
copy for free.
To get your free copy of Charles Payne's new book, Unbreakable Investor, text the word FREE
Please
to
just
505-505 and just cover shipping.
subscribe.
Text FREE to 505-505 while supplies last. Text FREE to 505-505 right now.
Well, that's gonna be it for me today. If you guys enjoyed it,
Start a business to babysit
And-
your poorest performing employees. That's exactly why I started my business.
like and subscribe. But for now, your boy's done.